Happy Friday, everyone. Hello, it is Friday, December the 6th, 2024, and welcome to Weekly Card Making Live. So good to see so many of you here today. Hi, Nikki. She gets to catch a live today. That is awesome. Catherine says it's sunny in New Mexico. Hello, hello. Hi, Nima and Donna and Heather. Hello, everybody. So happy to see everybody. Hi, Mila. And Amy's here and Laura. So happy Friday. You guys, December feels like it's flying, doesn't it? Just a little bit? Oh my goodness. I can't really believe that it's the 6th already. So today we're going to make a holiday card, but with a lot of non-holiday product. Waffle Flowers December release dropped yesterday, and it's a lot of, we're going to start seeing a lot of love, Valentine's, those kind of themes of products, but I'm not quite ready to switch into full-on Valentine's mode. I am very, very much into the Christmas making mode still, and I love finding a good way to take a non-holiday product and turn it into a holiday card. So we're also going to talk about how to find inspiration in an unlikely place, maybe a different crafting genre, maybe it's just something you see on a magazine cover or on an ad or something like that. So I'm going to talk about where I found my inspiration today. I'll show you where. A lot of you know I'm a multi-crafter, so I actually found it in cross-stitch design, and how I took the product that we're using from the newest release and we're going to pair it with some holiday products to make it Christmas themed. Hello, everybody. Oh, lots of you are coming in now. It's so good to see everybody. So tell me what your weekend crafting plans are if you are going to be crafting this weekend. Before we dive into today's project, I do want to say that you may notice, if you are a subscriber of my channel and you have the notifications turned on, that I have been doing Vlogmas, and I am doing it this month. It is a lot of stitching related content, which you may or may not be interested in, but I do share a lot of my home and my decorating, which is not necessarily cross-stitch or quilting or anything like that. So you're going to see a lot of just kind of my day-to-day life, as well as my home decor for the holidays. So if you're interested at all, I did put a playlist down in the description below. It's just something kind of fun. I decided it literally on the 29th of November that I was going to do it. I'd been thinking about it, but I decided to go all in on the 29th. So Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. Debbie's going to the Jingle Ball. Me too. Debbie, we're going to have to chat and find out what room we're going to be in. Hi, April. April, we're going to have to talk and make sure we're in the same room. Lots of you are going to be attending the Jingle Ball for cross stitchers. It is a fun event. You can still attend. It's a $10 ticket to attend. All weekend long, you can do virtual face-to-face with other crafters. It's fantastic with other cross-stitchers and needle art, lovers, I guess you want to call it that. And it is a really, really fun weekend. Let's see. Barbara loves waffle flower, addicted to the postage stuff. Me too, Barbara. I'm taking a slight break from the postage stuff today, but don't worry, because I'll be using all of the December release postage stuff for some cards too. I love it. Lots of you are going to the Jingle Ball. Mia says she finished Christmas cards and is crocheting a hooded shrug. Amazing. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love seeing what everybody's doing. Oh, good. Cynthia says she loves her card. I'm so glad. Oh, that's so fun. Heather says it's been so fun. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So I have to say about the Vlogmas, I had a friend text me and she goes, Nicole, did you say you were going to do that? And I was like, no, I didn't tell anybody. I told no one. I guess Ethan, he was here and he was like, Mom, what are you doing? Because I went and bought a little vlogging camera. Yeah, he thinks I'm crazy. Let's see. Bambi says she just saw the frogs and swans released from Waffle Flower and they are so, so cute. Yes. Okay, so many of you are excited for the ball. Well, let's get on making this card because I know it starts at, the doors open at 5 p.m. Eastern and you can start shopping at 6. So I want to be done so you guys can focus on all of your purchases. Thank you, Kim. I'm so glad you love that. Look for a lot of like behind the scenes. In fact, we're going to turn on the camera here in a minute. And so there'll be like a sped up version of how I do my live today. Please don't judge how messy this room is. I know somebody commented how nice and neat my house is. Everything else, this room is a disaster. I hate it in here. This has to be cleaned. But I thought it would be fun to show like some little behind the scenes of just my day. And then I am going to finish the decorating the basement, you know, off and on this weekend. Not probably, it has to be done this weekend. Otherwise, who's going to enjoy it? It's going to be up and I'll have to take it down. So anyway, let's flip this around. Let's talk about what we're going to use today. And I want to show you my inspiration for this. All my cross stitchers probably have seen this before. So here is kind of the general idea for our card today. It doesn't look like much yet, but we have these swans. And they are amazing. Hi, Danielle. Thank you so much. Oh, Tabitha, thank you. Thanks, Heather. So these swans are amazing. And I want to show you the dies for this because think about wedding cards and all kinds of things. I mean, beyond, obviously, I'm turning mine into a Christmas card. But you guys, they are amazing. So they interlock. Now you can use them on their own or you can use them together. And I'm going to just flip them over so you can see the detail on them. But see that little dotted stitch line? When you lay this on your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card panel, if you have it in a portrait style, you will fold these around and it will perfectly fit on that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel. And then you do this with your paper cut dies and you can have them intertwined. Isn't that beautiful? I just thought that was so clever and unique. Nina at Waffle Flower always has just the most unique ideas. Now, you can use them just one, and you can have it open, you know, on your card. Well, it would open like this, I suppose. Whoops. So you could have it open and reveal your sentiment behind it, or if you have other little things or you're building a scene, lots of ways. You can obviously, if you're doing maybe a 5 by 7 in a landscape style, you could have them positioned. Well, let's flip them over so we see the better half of them. To have them like this, where they kind of form that heart. I think that's pretty as well. They are really, really amazing. There's a couple of other swan sets in this release, but I'm going to use this one today. And I'm actually going to make a 5 by 7 card, but with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel up here at the top. And down here, we're going to place a sentiment of some sort. Well, not some sort. I know which one I'm putting. But we're going to do a little band down here at the bottom. So that is this set. Also included with our big swan here. So there is a crown. There is like the little roses that you can either do around the neck or you can have up here on the head. And then the layering pieces for their faces, for their bills, beaks, what do we call them? Oh my gosh, you guys. Anyway, there's that. And then you do get some little hearts. I'm not using those today, but these are a great size and shape. So that is our big swan that you see here. Now I'm going to show you everything we're using and then I'll show the inspiration for this card. You guys probably know, because I've used it a ton, that I love the Waffle Flower Poinsettia Cluster. This came out several months ago. I think August release maybe. August, July. I mean, it's several months ago. And I keep using it and coming back to it over and over. We've got poinsettias. We've got wonderful greenery, the pine cone. So that's a lot of the pieces you see that I've kind of tucked and laid down here, planning out today's card. Love them. So we have a lot of that die cut. And then another new product is the Lily Pads die. Now, I'm not using a ton from this, but I love the cattails. And so I thought those cattails tucked into our winter foliage would be so beautiful. So I did go ahead and die cut that, but these are really fun for building lots of other scenes with maybe the other swan sets or even the frogs. Okay, that's the gist of that. I will show you the stamp set we're going to pull from today. This is called Swanderful, which is so cute and clever sentiments, all using swan in some way. Absolutely amazing. Love all of the sentiments. I like that they're punny, but they're also really beautiful. Of course, there's coordinating dies for that. And in the background today, I am going to be using our Overlapping Hearts stencil. I had considered doing a snowflake, but I do think the hearts are going to be pretty, so we're going to attempt to do that in the background of our card. Hello, I see Libby popping in. It's been a long time, Libby. I thought you might be live right now, actually. It's good to see you. So let's talk about my inspiration for this card. One of my favorite cross-stitch designers is Brenda Gervais of With Thy Needle and Thread, and you do not have to be a cross-stitcher to find inspiration from other crafts. And she has this whole series she started in the summer with stitched swans, and like it had an American flag and all kinds of things. And then she had a fall one that had fall themed and pumpkins, which was really cool. Well, this one obviously is Christmas themed. And I thought when I saw these swan products come out, I knew that I wanted to create something with that kind of vibe to it. So this is the inspiration for what we're creating today. Ooh, Libby's on at 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern, so 2 my time. Sorry, Libby. So she probably wants me to hurry along. Hi, Cassie. So this is where I got my inspiration. Now, I'm not going to be adding candy canes or peppermints, but if you have some cute little candy canes or peppermint dies, and we all have them, those would be really cute tucked in here. I didn't do that, and I didn't pull anything for that today because I really felt like I probably had enough. But I do think that that would be super, super cute. So kind of be thinking about those kind of things just as you're out and about looking at other crafts and other genres of crafting, that you may be able to pull inspiration from that. Cassie loves that pattern, yes. Oh, April, thank you. You're so sweet. Livy, I know. I would rather watch you, so I get it. So let's go ahead and build our background, and then we will start working on this. Oh, I cannot believe I almost forgot. Okay, I peeked these last week. These are new blending tools from Waffle Flower that are in rainbow. They are awesome. These blending tools are just one-ended, so kind of depending on how you like to store and use them. These blending tools are dual-ended, so you could kind of do 2 colors on each end, or 2 shading colors, and I think that would be awesome. I love that there are 2 different versions, and we are going to use these today because for detail blending, absolutely amazing. Oh, nice. That's so cool, E-Briggs. You're welcome, Roberta. So let's build a little background here first, and I am going to use a little iced spruce for that. And we're going to move this because I just know me, and that's going to go who the heck knows where. So, yes, the brushes are super, super pretty. This is the Overlapping Hearts, as it says right up here at the top, and there's 1 of 2 on here. And what we're actually going to do first, and I need to grab a blending brush. And I'm going to break out a new blending brush because I ordered a bunch of new ones during the Spellbinders Black Friday sale because I love these so, so much. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use a little iced spruce. Iced spruce for me is a great blending basic. I always love it. I just feel like it's nice and soft and muted, and it works great for lots of things, but definitely holiday. Hello, Suki Scrappin' Fox. It's really a beautiful muted grayish greenish blue. And you guys know this already. I love it. So I want to turn my white cardstock. This is an A2 panel, 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I want to turn this into a soft muted iced spruce background. Okay, Libby, tell us what you're going to be doing in your life today, so everybody can go watch Libby when we're done here. And I'm just going to build this color kind of up from the bottom. I'm going to pick one of these ends to be the bottom because I do want it to be slightly lighter up at the top. I can hide a lot of the darkness down there at the bottom. Oh no, Stacy. I hate when things are not cooperating. That's the worst. All right. We're really just going to do a beautiful tone on tone. But part of the reason I want to do this step before I move on and do anything else is I do want to add a little paste here. Foiling Friday. You know, Libby, I almost said I thought it was foiling. Oh, wonderful. So Libby will be over on the Pink and Main channel at 3 p.m. Eastern, foiling it up. So definitely head over there and check out what Libby's doing. Okay, so here is our panel, and we're going to grab our first stencil. And what we're going to do, because these are overlapping hearts, for my first layer is where I want to do my inking. So anything I want to do like one layer wise, I want to do now. For this layer, we are going to be using our Snowfall grit paste, I think. Do I want to use Snowfall? I think so. It'll kind of just be a very subtle heart in the background when it dries. I don't want to use my opaque for this. Karen loves iced spruce, and Shirley loves Pink and Main. I love that so, so much. Oh, love you too, Libby. So we're going to go ahead and, again, we're just going to keep our iced spruce out, and I'm going to go ahead and give some nice heart detail. I love this chubby heart design. So pretty. Oops. Maybe I should have taped this down, huh? That's okay. It will be fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just our background. And I'm going to pop that up. And let's grab our second one. And I definitely don't care that some are a little bit lighter than others. We are going to now take our Snowfall grit paste that I maybe should have opened before I got on camera. Oh my gosh, you guys, maybe not. Hold, please. It's okay. I want to use sparkle anyway. And I forgot I was going to do my behind the scenes videoing, so. All right. Oh, well, let's hope we can get the sparkle one open. Chubby hearts are darling. Yes. Oh, phew. I need to work out. Okay, we're going to use sparkle. Oh, this was even brand new. Maybe that's why it was hard to get open. Look at that. Is there anything better than brand new paste? So good. Okay, so we're going to use the sparkle texture paste. I'm just going to kind of glob it on here. And then we are going to put a nice thin layer of this sparkle in the background. I think this is going to add the perfect little touch of holiday sparkle here. And I'm not going to worry about these down here because we are not going to see those. Those swans are big and they're going to cover that all up. But just want to make sure that we get this nice coverage. Chubby hearts are darlings, Stacy says. Yes, they are. All right, I am going to put this back on here. And put our lid on. And because we're not making a muscles in action, April, it's real sweet of you, thank you. There really aren't any muscles. I've been reminded of this a couple times this week that I really probably need to be doing some weightlifting. I'm just going to clean this up with a wipe. A lot of times I'll go wash it, but this is a minimal mess and we want to make sure we clean that up right away. All right. And we're going to clean our stencil up too. And it's going to be this really soft and subtle, pretty heart tone on tone, which is what I wanted for this. Oh, I bet that would be pretty, Roberta. There's a lot of paste that would be beautiful. These baby wipes are dried out too. What's going on in my craft room? Is it because I finally had to turn the heat on? Probably. Oh, whoops. Be careful. Don't ruin your stencil. All right. Let's make sure we got that cleaned up so we can use it for other things. I love heart stencils. I'm sure everyone is just completely shocked by that. Roberta, right? Karen says, beautiful background. Thank you so much. Okay, so now that we have this background, we're going to let that dry. And we are going to work on adding some shading to our swans. So for this, I pulled Lost Shadow and Hickory Smoke. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to start with Lost Shadow, and then if we need to pull in a little bit more dark, we will. But I'm going to use a bigger blending brush, and this is a small blending brush, but I'm not going to use the detail ones because I need to cover a bigger surface area. Sandy says heat is cranked up. Yes, here too. Too chilly not to be without it. I held out as long as I could. So I just want to add some kind of natural shading. Along the edges. And this is Lost Shadow. I decided to go with the Lost Shadow first. If we want to pull in a little bit darker here in a minute, we might. If you're crafting today, let us know in the comments. What are you crafting? What are you working on? Guys always inspire me with what you might be working on. Make me wish that I was doing that too. I just ordered some of the release. Oh, that's nice. Sandy says she just ordered some and making me want the rest of what she didn't order. It's a really good one. I love how unique it is. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Post-it tape here. And let's grab a little detailer brush. Oh, yay, Tammy is on vacation and gets to watch live. That's awesome. We're going to take a little bit of this Hickory Smoke and we're going to load up our detail brush. And what I love about the detail brush is that you can get into those fine detail areas so easily. Which is so pretty. I wish I would have masked that off a little bit better, but that's okay. So if you even want to go back and deepen and darken some little areas, you can. And then we're going to go along the edge here. Just adding detail to that wing. Our swans are the focal point of our design, so we definitely want them, to be the focal point. Making ornaments, Molly said. Danielle's currently cross-stitching. Oh, taking daughter to Boston for vocal audition. Well, oh, that's exciting. Good luck to her. How fun. Okay, let's go ahead and do our, let's look and see how this is going to look first. I always like to check. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, let's do this one. Same thing. Marie says catching up. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you stitched one of the candy canes, yarn, floss, and thread. That's so exciting. It was such a fun one. I love, love, love that. Oh my goodness, Madge is making 30 diamond press star ornament boxes for her bunko group. That is incredible. I got a couple of friend gifts I need to make, and I need to get going on that. I need to get going on that pronto, because I do not want to be staying up until the wee hours of the morning, the night before our get-together. So again, I'm just starting with a little lost shadow, and then we will blend in the hickory smoke. Kim is making waffle flower Christmas postage cards. They're so much fun, aren't they? I just love the waffle flower postage stuff. I love all the postage stuff from everywhere. Look, I'm equal opportunity. Oh yeah, Madge, the swans are for sure part of the Valentine's release from Waffle Flower. I just wanted to find a way to utilize them for Christmas. That is a big bunko group saying, and yes, it is. Rebecca says works from home, so she's watching and working. That is a benefit from working from home, is that you often can catch some of those lives and things. We're going to just add a little deeper shading. Sometimes shading is so relaxing. I think it is. And I will just kind of zone out in my shading, I find. All right. Oh, so pretty. Karen's getting all of her die cuts and cards ready for class next week. Nice. Shirley needs to get her Christmas cards out in the mail. Okay. So here are our swans. I'm happy with that. Let's find our layering pieces. I have die cut this from some of the brushed black cardstock from Spellbinders. I don't know. Do you see how it has a slight shimmer to it? I absolutely love it. So that's what we're going to use today. Oh, everything is going to fall down. And we are going to, oh, thank you, Bambi. We are going to put a little glue on here. I'm going to use my tweezers. And we're going to start our layering. Now, the other layering piece I actually die cut from white because I would like to add the shading there. I decided to get the black, the intensity that I wanted. I would go ahead and use a black cardstock, but I used the brushed black for a little additional interest in that subtle, subtle shimmer. But then we're going to do a little blending for the rest of it, for the next layering piece. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Okay. So here's our next piece. And we're going to actually use, we're going to start with fossilized amber and see what I think. I contemplated this for way longer than was probably necessary, what color I wanted to use here. I think fossilized amber is going to be it. And I think we're going to blend in a little bit of the hickory smoke. But we shall see. Okay. Yep, I do love that. Oh, that's awesome. Madge says she loves her bunco group and they don't limit how many people can play. Oh, I love that. Let's clean this up before we get big yellow splotches all over our beautiful swans. All right, we're going to go back to our little detail blending brush and I'm going to grab a little bit of this hickory smoke, just a little, and I think it's going to darken it up enough. We're not necessarily making it gray, but sometimes grays and browns are really great for just deepening and darkening a color. Look at that. The depth and dimension you get is great. Love that so much. And then let's layer this piece on. Madge says swans are perfect for Christmas too. I think so. I think they're just fun all the time. I really like this release. All right. Look at them come to life. So pretty. And I think that little bit of hickory smoke shading is just the perfect amount to kind of help make everything blend together so much nicer. There we go. You can tell I've used these to get glue out of the way before because there's glue gunked up on the end of them. Thanks, Libby. 7 swans is swimming, Annette said. Yes! Didn't even think about that. That's so funny. Perfect. Okay, so they're going to be like this. I'm going to kind of slightly offset them. Oh, isn't that going to be so pretty? Let's go ahead and let's put the crown . And I die cut that from some brushed gold. Love the swans. Oh, yay. Madge says in real life, swans can be kind of aggressive. They're true divas. I love it. Okay, then we're going to take our little floral layering piece, and I definitely like it. I think we're going to do that. It's also going to pull some color up because when we get this put together, it's going to be a lot of color down here at the bottom. So let's grab our green blending brush. And I've got a little bit of Forest Moss ink here. And I'm just going to go around the edge and hit this. This is the Hero Arts Pesto cardstock. We've all discussed my love for Pesto and Palm Hero Arts cardstocks many, many times. It's what I'm using today, always. They're my favorite. But we want this to have a little bit more of a shading effect. And then our florals. Red is tough to get like shading if you're just using another red. So I often will use gray or brown. We're going to start with gray and see if that works. If it doesn't, we'll switch to a brown. But much like I was doing that gray over the fossilized amber and it just kind of deepened and darkened, that's all I'm really wanting here. I don't want to cover up the red, but I do want it to have a tiny touch of shading to it. If you wanted to, you could completely customize these and die cut everything from white cardstock and color it in with your inks. And we're just going to layer this together. So easy. Look at that. Perfect. All right. Now, before we start assembling any of our greenery, let's go ahead and assemble anything that needs a couple of steps to it, like our cattails, like our little berry branches, and plus we want to add some shading to pieces so that they're not super flat. Oh, yay, I'm so glad you could catch part of the live too, Carolyn. Okay, so the only things I think we're not going to add shading to are, I don't think I'm going to add anything to our pine cones. We are going to our cattails. I need those. Our gold branches, we're not going to do anything to those. Our pine cones, I'm sure everyone is shocked. But we're going to take some opaque white grit paste. That's sparkle. That's not it. And we're going to add a little snowy feature to those here in a little bit after we've assembled everything. But let's add a little bit of dimension to our poinsettia, and then let's add the center to that. I think we're just going to stick with the grays today. When using blending brushes, do I need to buy a separate set for distress inks and dye inks? I generally do like to have a different set for each. If for nothing else, have a separate set for oxide inks. Besides your dye, you don't want to mix those. But I do recommend having a separate set. So a lot, like for example, my regular waffle flower blending brushes are for my oxides, and I know that. So it always makes it easy for me to know that those brushes are for oxides. These brushes are going to be labeled for my distress inks. I also have the Spellbinders detail blending brushes that I really love, and those are for my dye. And that's an easy way for me to remember what goes where really, really easily. Lori says she forgets about adding detail to die cuts and it makes such a huge difference. And it's so easy. If you're die cutting your pieces like I did today out of colorful, beautiful cardstock, we have such a good rainbow available to us. It is the fastest way to add color. And make it really interesting is, well, the fastest way is obviously to die cut it from colored cardstock, but to make it interesting very easily, just a little bit of shading really makes your die cut shine. Oh, yay, Barb is not a paper crafter yet, but she's just hanging out and learning new things. I love it. All right. Let's see. Now, oh, I wanted to mention this. For my card, I did feel like the Poinsettia Cluster Set has the 2 layering pieces for our poinsettia. I feel like this one was too big, so I actually cut 2 layers from this size, and I'm just going to layer those together. It's going to make our flower a little fuller, but I also think if I tried to add that big one, it would overpower the swans, and I definitely didn't want that. So I'm just going to offset it a little bit, like so. And then there's a couple of little layering pieces that I die cut from brushed gold cardstock that we're going to place there in the center. Barb, everybody's trying to get you into the paper crafting. It is very fun. So we're just going to do this. This just is giving it a little bit more interest. Let's get it lined up a little bit better there, Nicole, though. There we go. All right. And that poinsettia is going to be kind of a focal point that will build out our florals on each side. We're going to add a little glue. We're going to add our little berries. I am not going to add shading to these. They are really small. You could if you wanted to. I don't think they need it, and we're going to put a little bit of white grit paste on them, and so I don't feel like they really need it. Oh man, oh no, I'm not. I thought I was missing a berry, but I found it. Forgot to use my craft stacks today, which would have been smart to contain all of this stuff. Whoops. I think I rubbed that off with my hand. Oh, what are we not coming up? There we go. Must have had glue on that. Okay. Got our berries. Annette says, I love paper dolls as a girl, and this is grown-up paper dolls. Annette, you and me both. I was such a paper doll girl. I loved them. Amy says she's paper card stitching while watching. Oh, how fun. What dies are you using to stitch? Lawn Fun, Spellbinders, Waffle Flower. Let us know. There's several companies that do really good ones. Okay, we're going to try the forest moss on here. If it doesn't show up, I may switch to a brown. This is the palm color of cardstock from Hero Arts, and I'm really just going to go kind of down the center. Give it a little more depth and dimension. Shirley loves all these products from Waffle Flower. Yay! I love that so, so much. Okay. And then while we have our green out, I am going to hit my cattail pieces before I assemble with a little bit of the forest moss as well. And then the cattails themselves, I did pull out a brown ink. We're going to add a little shading to those. But we're going to clean up this green ink first. And I did 3 of these. I didn't want it to be super symmetric on both sides. I wanted it to be a little bit off for added interest. All right. Let's go ahead and glue down our cattails layering piece. And then I will add a little bit of ink to those here in a minute when that dries. And I've die cut the top of the cattails from, I believe this is either, I think it's Portobello from Spellbinders. I think. Just a nice light color. Spellbinders, Amy says, yay! I love it. They have the best stitching dies. Annette says that she needs a job where she can stitch and watch lives. Yes. Right? I mean, I'm doing the live. I'm not really watching it. I guess I am technically, but I know what you mean. Oh, those are so good. Okay, I do think that forest moss is going to be okay in these. I like that. All right. So for the top here of our cattails, I think we're going to just take a little bit of this ground espresso. And I'm going to trying to go light here. There we go. We can build it up more if we need to. I don't want it to be too overpowering, but here, let me hold these up a little bit closer. See how that tiny touch of shading adds so much? It's not even that much, and it just adds the most dimension, I think. I just love it. So we're just going to I'm kind of almost just pouncing it rather than blending, and really just along the side. That works good. Okay. Everybody wants to know where to apply for that job. Okay. I think our inking is done, and we can start the assembly portion. So we're going to check our background and look at those soft, subtle, shimmery hearts. I think that is good. And let's start with our swans. We're going to fold. Hello. Oh, yay, Heather, I'm so excited you got those dies. I hope you love them. And I'm going to wrap him around, or her around like so. Yes, okay. And I only glued down that back tab for now so that I can make sure that I like where I get them and that I can tuck my greenery all around, all that foliage and stuff, before I secure them to my card, because I'm not going to use these as an interactive element today. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out kind of where I want them at. I want it slightly higher. There we go. And there are our beautiful swans. Cassie says all in the details. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Yes, you can always rewind even and watch it on super speed if you need to until you catch up. Or you can just watch it from the beginning when it ends as well. Okay, so this is my 5x7 background, which I realized my 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base leaves a lot of room down here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to leave that for my sentiment. So I'm just going to kind of use it as a place card holder for now. And we're going to look at all the different foliage and things that we have and figure out how are we going to build our greenery, and then we will start putting it down. I don't want to start gluing anything quite yet in case I need to make adjustments and move some things. For example, I wanted to we want to pull some of it up just a little bit. So I'm going to have some cattails back there. But this is kind of the fun part where you can play around with the placement of all of the different things. Whoops. I'm loving this, by the way. Aw, Debbie, thank you so much. Yes, the background is a stencil. It is called the Overlapping Hearts. Yes, Overlapping Hearts, and it's a 2-piece stencil set. And I do have it linked down below. It's this right here. It's perfect for all the things. Okay, and then we've got a couple of these little berry branches. Okay, I think I got an idea of where we're going now. So let's start assembling. I do have an idea that bye, Libby. It's so good to see you. And everybody, don't forget, in 10 minutes, I should be done close to that. But when I'm done, head over and watch Libby on the Pink and Main channel. She's going to be doing some foiling. Okay, so let's go ahead and start assembling from the center out. And I am going to use some foam squares. And we're going to pop that poinsettia where we want it to go. And I'm not going to push down too hard yet. Let's go ahead. Odin is snoring in the background. Clearly, this is not entertaining for dogs whatsoever. I think what I was starting to say when I saw that Libby had to head out to get ready for her own live, I am going to grab an embossing folder, I'm pretty sure, and emboss the background. I think it needs it. I think it's going to be too plain for me. We'll see. I just want it to have some texture, but I don't want it to be too busy. But I'll see how I feel here in a minute. Basically, at this point, it's just floral arranging. Cassie said her Maggie is snoring. Odin snores so much. It's so funny. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Debbie. Thank you. I'm so glad you love the felt stitching dies. I've just okayed some spring and summer ones. Can you guys even believe that I said that? Oh, hard to believe that we're thinking that far ahead. This is always my favorite part, is this floral arranging. I don't know why, but I just love it. Trying to get everything just so. You know what I mean? All right. Cassie, that is the Shih Tzu life. I saw the funniest meme the other day that said, I wish I could remember exactly. I'm glad I work so hard all day so that my Shih Tzu can live the life that they've come to expect, or something to that effect. And I thought, oh, that's so true. Hello. Hello from Ireland. That is so awesome. Aw, thank you, Stacy. Marcy says she thinks her dog snores as loud as her husband. Oh, that's so funny. All right. I actually want that one to go a little more like that. There we go. It's starting to come together. We're getting there. You guys know my love of all of the fussy little pieces. Cassie, I loved it too. When I saw it, I laughed so hard because I thought, it's so true. They certainly love their little life. As they should. They definitely know they are loved here at this house. I have to remind myself all the time that I can't have any more. I mean, I probably could, but I'm not going to. There's so much work and ugh. I just love them. I'd be that lady that lady with all of the dogs. Probably. Oh, I love this. So pretty. I'm going to feel like I'm going to need more greenery over here though. Unless I choose to do another branch, we may have to die cut something else. This is always the point when you're, oops, not that one. That one doesn't have anything on it. When you're assembling, where you may end up finding that you need extra pieces. And that's okay. Right, oops. Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. That scared him. Oh, no, sorry. Come here, buddy. Come here. I'm sorry. Mommy dropped something. Oh, no. I dropped my cutting plate and he was so sound asleep I scared him. I feel terrible. He forgives me. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to add some more greenery over here. So this is the point in creating where you might look at it and think, well, I might need something else. But we can always tuck in another little branch or little sprig here as needed. But I am going to tuck a little pine cone over here now. Oh, you guys, I love this so much. And I think this is what we're going to do. I may not. I was going to put another piece of paper down here, but I don't think I am. I actually think I might grab a little twine and wrap around here instead to kind of divide the top portion from the bottom. But first, let's not forget that I want more greenery. Let's do that real quick. Our son's singing would make our dog howl, Carla said. Okay, so we used to do something with the Shih Tzu we used to have, where we would kind of do that when you would, like, say, goal, like for soccer. We would do that, and he would start singing, and it was the funniest thing ever. He would howl. I miss that. We've tried that with these boys and they just look at us like, why are you doing that? Please stop. And it's so funny. They're like, please don't make that sound anymore. But when our other Shih Tzu that we had, his name was Cujo. Before Brody, we also had Brody. He was our rescue. But our Cujo, he would just sing with us. He thought that was what he was supposed to do, I guess. Oh, I know. I hate when they jump out of their skin. And I always feel so bad. But I guess I'm being a little too loud. Of course, it is loud when you drop your cutting plate. So, all right. I just die cut another one of these because I do think it's going to help balance out that other side a little better. That probably won't show, but it drives me crazy. So let me pop that little thing out. What's the difference between distress inks and die? I'm not going to be the best at explaining that. Distress inks have different qualities that allow them to do water-based techniques. They're water-based, right? I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm not good at the technical part of it. Okay, I'm going to tuck this in here. Let me lift this up. Am I going to be able to? Yes, each pet definitely has their own personality for sure. All right, let me see. Okay, there we go. I like that. And now let me try to tuck these back in. I'm going to have to add some glue because I popped them up. All right. I am super happy with this. Probably could put it on a 4 1/4 card base if you wanted to. I don't really want to cover up all of this with stuff, so I'm going to put it on a background. Shanna says this is lovely. Thank you. And Roberta says no dogs, first time in 25.5 years. My mom and dad are that way too, Roberta. My mom said she's still not quite ready. She first said that they were never going to get another one, but this last time when I just was there, she said she's not ready. She's still not ready. So I think she might eventually. She just loves, loves, loves mine, so she's a dog person. Okay, I am going to grab an embossing folder, and I know which one I want. Let me grab it, because this was not planned. I've also grabbed a little bit of my gold metallic cord. I don't want my background to be super busy. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it through this peppermint stripe embossing folder from Spellbinders. And I love that Spellbinders embossing folders are big enough that you can put a 5x7 piece through there. Let me pop this through here really quick like, I hope. And that's just going to give us some subtle interest. It's hardly anything, but I just like that little touch of interest in the background. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks. Distress ink is water-based. Oxide is pigment. I know that. But what is the difference with dye? It's escaping me at the moment. I really can't think of it. All right, we're going to glue this down now to our embossed background. And I'm going to add that metallic cord, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment and die cut it. Whoopsies. The metallic cord is from Spellbinders, and I will add that to the supplies when we are done with the live, since this was a last-minute addition. I had not intended to do this. I was going to do something different, but we just got to go where the card leads us, right? Plus, we got to add our snow and our flocking to our design. Let's just leave it here for a minute. It's super thin, this metallic cord is, and I really love it. You get tons of it as well, but it is a Spellbinders product. All right. I want this to be underneath here, so let's carefully lift that up before we secure. We're going to tie this into a little bow. Yeah, that is true. Most of the dye inks now are water reactive. Just saw that. But Barbara's also saying that not all are water reactive. And for a long time, most weren't, but then also the comments that a lot of them are now, which they are. Okay. I still didn't get this above here. Kind of happened to be fussy. Okay. I want this straight. There we go. Probably doesn't matter that much, but it mattered to me. All right. I'm going to secure this with a little glue. And my tweezers for now. And we're going to get our palette knife and we're going to get our opaque Karen, I didn't know that. I don't really know how they choose what they will and will not put on the UK site. That is such a bummer. Have you emailed Spellbinders and asked? So I'm going to just take the tip of my palette knife dipped in the white opaque grit paste, and we're going to start just putting it along the edges of our foliage pieces. And I'm obsessed with doing this. I know I do it on everything, but I just love it so much. It doesn't have to be super perfect. And I think the least amount you use, the better, and just kind of re-dip it as needed. There we go. I especially love it on the pine cones and all of our greenery. And then those berries where I said I wasn't going to shade them, but we're going to add a little bit of our snow to them. Oh no! Oops. Clumsy. And we're also going to do this for the roses because I feel like they need it. Just a tiny bit. Well, luckily I don't think that anything happened because it's not like we're doing a super particular technique anyway. That could have been bad. Okay, there we go. Oh, I love it so much. I know I said I wasn't going to die cut those hearts, but I'm almost feeling like we need a couple of little red hearts up there. We shall see. I might do gems instead. Okay, sentiment time. I want to have my sentiment down here. And what did I do with my red cardstock for this? Did I bury it in my mess? All right. So we're going to take, I don't want it to be super like take away from the design, I guess is what I want to say. Ugh. Oh, you guys, the wheels are coming off. I'm dropping everything. That's how you know when it's time to be done. Ha! No. Okay, we're going to stamp our sentiment and emboss in white right here on the red. That way that the red kind of blends into the background, but because I was going to stamp it right on the background, But because I went ahead and used an embossing folder and now our background has this texture to it, we're not going to get a good stamped impression. So I'm going to stamp it on another piece of paper, which is totally fine, but we're going to use that same Schoolhouse Red. Joy was in the holding tank. We had to employ the holding tank, Joy, a long time ago because we had some inappropriate bot leaving all kinds. Does anyone remember that? The OG lives where there were some really questionable things that the bot was leaving all over the place. That was delightful. So good. I need more coffee, Shirley said. You know what? It was only a 1-cup day. You might be correct about that. Oh, Tabitha, thank you for the super chat. You're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, I love these waffle flower sentiments. I love their combination of fonts with the script and then the more type font look. I just think their sentiments are beautiful. And no tabs. I mean, how much do we love that? I'll just speak for all of us so much. We're going to die cut. Match opened a new wine. I love it. Oh, that's so funny. I may have to find, you may have to tell me what kind it is. My oldest loves different wines. So I might have to grab that for him. He would like that. Yeah, Stacy says the bots were awful. Yes. We just do not need any of that inappropriateness in our lives. That was uncalled for. Oh, yes. That is going to be super cute down there. Okay, I'm actually going to glue it directly to the background. And then I am going to grab some little gemstones, I think, because why not? And it will need to be glued to a 5x7 card base. But let's see. Tracy remembers the inappropriate comments. It was so weird. Yes. It's so weird to see that in a crafting chat. Did not like that at all. Okay, we gotta look through everything. I apologize. I like opal, not silver. I like crystal. We got to find the perfect ones for this. And of course I have so many in, oh, there's more opal. I kind of, let's pull the red out just in case. Anyone else pick up some gems during the Spellbinders Black Friday sale? Let's do these opal ones. I think I like these. I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of them. Oh, I had one fall off. Well, that one needs to be on the card then. We are going to just scatter a few of these around. Joy says she did. Yay! The gems are my favorite thing. I know, no one's surprised. So far, I've said nothing surprising. I love them. Oops. We always need a little gem. Oh, there, that one went too. There we go. Gems are always the perfect little finishing touch, I think. I love the little bit of sparkle. And that's also going to help pull up your eye a little bit. Oh, thank you so much, Summer. Let's see. Scrap and Cat got a bunch of Spellbinders embossing folders right before because they were super cheap. I love when the embossing folders are super cheap. Embossing folders are something that never, ever go out of style, in my opinion. I love them. I don't use them. In fact, maybe did I destash them? They're not in my craft room anymore. But I used to have, and I kept for the longest time, the Cuttlebug. Remember that? Swiss dots. There's other Swiss dots now, so that's the ones I use. But for the longest time, I had that, a stripe, and something else that I swore I would never, ever get rid of because they are just so versatile. We're adding lots of sparkles. I'm just kind of zoned out adding sparkles. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with this. Oh, I love it, love it. You know what? I bet our flowers need little sparkles in the center. Not done yet. Let's add these little ones to her little crown of flowers. Oh, that one went too far. I can't go grab that one. They're escaping me today. All right, here is our finished card. Question, I never get used to stick-on gems, only glue. Do they really stay stuck? They have for me, Lori. Susie says, Cuttlebug was our gateway to dry embossing. Yes. Oh, Scrap and Cat still has those. I love that. Maria still has her Cuttlebug too. Spellbinders did. I don't have my Black Friday order. I actually ordered, okay, I ordered right before Black Friday the blending brushes, and they literally just came. My blending brushes and something else, and then I put in another order for gems, and I haven't got it yet either. Look at that, you guys. Oh, it turned out so good. So these are the new swans from Waffle Flower. And for anyone who wasn't here at the beginning of the live, I just wanted to show, let me put it back down here because it is kind of, the light is kind of weird today. There we go. This was my inspiration for it, which is a cross-stitch design. And I loved how all of those holiday greenery and holiday elements were combined with the swan. So, so fun. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions? Let me go back here just a minute. Oh, so many people with the Cuttlebug. I love that so much. Maria still has it, hoping it never breaks. Somebody the other day messaged me and wanted to know if I knew where you could get cutting plates for it, and I was like, I do not. Yeah, everyone loved that Cuttlebug. I am kind of sad that it is no longer available because it really was popular. So many of you still have the Cuttlebug. That is so fun to see. I love it. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions? Do you have any other questions for me? Let me know. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you guys so much for being part of the replay crew. Make sure you drop any questions you have down there. I think that is it for this week. I will be back next Friday for another Friday Live. Lots of fun crafting still in the future. Is everybody else still in the holiday crafting mood? I'm not really ready to move on to Valentine's. I know I said that at the beginning of the live. I'm not ready yet. I still want to do all of the Christmas things. Jessica has a great suggestion for the Cuttlebug. She says check Goodwill. And Shirley says Goodwill as well. You guys, if you have Goodwills, go check them out and see if they have that. That is such a good tip. Thank you, ladies. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. If you're going to be at the Jingle Ball this weekend, I am going to try to pop around to stitching rooms. If you see me, say hello. Super excited. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, no matter what you're doing, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, everyone. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.